Over a week ago, I bought and sold my very first project car. It was a thrilling experience as it was the first time I had ever tried my hand at such a venture. And you know what? To my delight, I was able to make a profit of £300 from the sale. However, I didn't want to stop there. I had already caught the bug of buying and selling project cars, and I was determined to continue down that path. So, I made another bold move and I purchased a second car to add to my project. And would you guess what car did I buy? Another Ford Fiesta. Now, you might be wondering why I bought another Ford Fiesta. Well, the reason is simple. I received a huge amount of interest on my first car, and it sold within just a few days. I couldn't believe how easy it was to sell it off. And to ensure that it wasn't a luck, I decided to buy another Ford Fiesta to repeat the process and get a quick profit again. Or at least that's what I was hoping for. Well, when I bought this car, I realized that it will not be as simple as selling my first Fiesta. And the reason for this is that this car requires more than just deep cleaning, which I'll explain in a second. But for now, let's discuss some details about this car.
So, as you already know, it is Ford Fiesta, but this time it's a 2005 model with a 1.2 liter petrol engine and a very low mileage. It doesn't even top 100,000, which is pretty astonishing considering it's a 17-year-old car. However, it has one big downside. MOT is expired. I paid £500 for it, leaving me with £300 in my budget. So, I found this car on Facebook Marketplace, and in front of your screens is the actual advert of that car. In the description, seller mentioned that the car is mechanically in good condition, runs and drives without any issues at all, just bodywork needs attention. The thing is, from pictures it's clear that the seller didn't really try to make the car look its best. But now, I'll show you car's actual condition. As you can see, the car isn't in the best condition. Despite this, I recognize the importance of putting in the effort to prepare it to the best of my ability in order to make a profit from selling it. I understand that even small improvements can make a significant difference when it comes to attracting potential buyers and increasing the car's overall value. Therefore, I found 8 things that needs to be addressed before selling the car. The first thing is to clean the interior and exterior. And here it is, guys. That's how the interior of this car looks. The interior is dusty, unclean and untidy, which is not surprising. However, the fact that the inside is cluttered is also advantageous to me, since the overall appearance is an excellent bargaining point. Clean inside doesn't cost much. All you have to have is vacuum cleaner, few microfiber gloves, and some spare hour or two. Since in videos might appear it is extremely quick moving processes, but it's not. Nevertheless, the final result is worth all the effort as it significantly enhances vehicle's value. So, after cleaning the interior, I proceeded to the boot area, and there I discovered some treasure. There was some type of plastic piece, some glove, a wheel wrench, and a radio set. Looking at the box, I assumed there would be an opportunity to upgrade the radio. However, in the inside was an even older version radio set. So all the items was useless. The only thing I left in the car was a wheel wrench. Finally, after vacuuming the luggage area, I headed to the car's outside. The process of washing a car brings immense satisfaction. It took me approximately 20 minutes to complete, but I will demonstrate the entire process in just 20 seconds. Great, the car is clean now. Now it's time to fix the radio. To use the radio required to enter 4 digits PIN code, which I didn't have. The previous owner told me that the code should be written on the radio set. To get to it, I had to loosen several bolts and remove some plastic covers. After removing everything and finally getting access to the radio, I noticed a 4-digit number written on the top of the radio, but the code was incorrect. I tried few other combinations, but it didn't work either. I looked online and discovered that such code can be purchased for £8. Also on eBay someone was selling codes for roughly £2. Well, I thought that there might be possible to get that code for free. And after searching several websites, I eventually discovered one where I could acquire the code for free. And guess what? It truly worked. The radio is fixed. Now it's time to fix passenger side mirror. Because the mirror was taped on both sides, I thought the glass was likely not holding due to broken clips or something similar. When I removed the tape, the glass was loose and not holding. I checked the glass plastic clips and mirror clips, but nothing appeared to be damaged. When I tried to put it back together, it pushed inside and held securely. So this time I avoided spending money and saved few pounds. Then I just cleaned the glue on the mirror and that was it. Job was done. Moving next, I need to polish the headlights. First, I took the necessary precautions by using masking tape to protect the surrounding areas from potential scratches or damage. Then, I cleaned the headlights thoroughly using soap and water, ensuring that I remove all dirt and debris. Since the headlights were heavily oxidized, I decided to proceed with wet sanding and polishing. I began the process by using 800 grit sandpaper, keeping the surface and sandpaper wet as I sanded. I repeated this step twice with the same grit and then moved on to 2000 grit sandpaper to achieve a smoother surface. Once I finished sanding, it was time to apply the polishing compound. After polishing, I used a clean microfiber cloth to remove any excess compound and reveal the polished finish. After completing the restoration of initial headlight, I proceeded to the second one. However, since it didn't display significant oxidation, I skipped the sanding process and moved on to the polishing stage. And now you can see headlight before and after the restoration. Now it's time to fix windscreen washers. I pressed the washer fluid button, initially getting a small spray fluid which then stopped completely. I could hear the washer fluid pump working, indicating that the issue might lie elsewhere. Upon inspecting the lines, I discovered a connection point near the washer pump. To determine if the pressure was still low at that point, I disconnected it, confirming that indeed the pressure was low. This left me with two possibilities. Either the fluid pump was faulty, or the fluid reservoir was blocked. Since the fluid pump seemed fine visually and was making noise, I decided to check the fluid tank. Eventually, I discovered that there was residue on a small screen filter connected to the pump. After cleaning the tank and a filter, the pressure was successfully restored. Now I need to replace number plate. I have ordered a new number plate online and got it the next day. To replace the old ones, I had to remove 2 screws and attach new number plate. And now I decided to repair front bumper. Despite not being necessary, I decided to repair the bumper in order to gain valuable experience and improve my skills in fixing and painting car parts. My first step was to remove the bumper from the vehicle, followed by separating its 2 pieces. To address the cracks in the bumper, I experimented with strong adhesive combined with filling powder, which effectively filled and bonded the damaged areas together. With the bumper now repaired, I proceeded to prepare it for body filler and painting by carefully sanding its surface. For the cracks, I used slightly more abrasive sandpaper to ensure a smooth and level surface. Once the bumper was prepared, I mixed the filler and began applying it to the cracked sections. I must admit that during my initial attempt at applying body filler, I believe I ended up using an excessive amount. As a result, I had to spend more time sanding it down in order to achieve a flat and smooth surface. Once the surface was prepared, I have applied 3 coats of primer, then 3 coats of paint, and finally 3 coats of lacquer. Although the final result wasn't perfect, I can at least say that the bumper no longer has any cracks or holes. After I finished painting the bumper, I tried to minimize scratches on the car and use some touch-up paints in few spots. The last and most important thing left to do is to pass MOT. I took the car to the MOT center for inspection. Unfortunately, Fiesta didn't pass the MOT test. The assessment revealed 7 major defects and 3 minor defects that needed to be addressed in order to obtain an MOT certificate. Upon closer examination, 5 out of 7 major defects were related to the headlights. Both headlights had broken plastic lips, and the main beam and position lamp were not functioning. To resolve the issues, I purchased and installed new lights, repaired the broken plastic pieces using Q-bond adhesive, and adjusted the headlight. Most of the defects were easily fixed, but for the remaining issues, I sought assistance from the local garage. They replaced the exhaust and few other suspension components. On another day, I took the car for the MOT test again, and to my relief, it passed without any surprises. Now Fiesta has a valid MOT certificate that lasts for another year. Now the car is fully prepared for sale, and it looks completely different from the one I purchased.
So I've spent additional £300 for expenses such as MOT inspection, registration plate, paint, as well as parts and labor costs at the local garage. So with all works being done and car fully prepared, I'm going to create advert and list the car in all platforms. In the next video you will find out how long it took me to sell it and for how much I've sold it. Now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.
Like sweet life, run check up like Nike. All in my bag, that's highly like